Right now, I would like to welcome a very special guest to our show tonight, Kevin Macfarlane.
Thank you.
Kevin played soccer for Middle Township High School. He was an All-American at Belmont Abbey College in Charlotte, North Carolina, played in the Senior Bowl, played in the National Professional Soccer League and the Continental Indoor Soccer League, recently was inducted into South Jersey Soccer Hall of Fame, and also played against Saudi Arabia at Stockton this summer. So Kevin, I can't say too much else about you. You have a wonderful career so far in soccer.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
And we're going to be doing a lot of soccer talk tonight. The show is going to be all about soccer. We also are going to be joined by two very special guests after our first break, some important people who are bringing soccer to this area, and we're real excited about it, so we'll be talking a little bit about that. Kevin, I know you just recently returned from the Olympics.
Yes.
I appreciate you coming on after traveling.
My pleasure.
You didn't get to see too much soccer in the Olympics, but before we get to soccer, what was your overall impression of what you did see at the Olympics?
I'll tell you, I expected it to be an emotional experience, and it was more so than I anticipated. You know, I'd be a liar if I said I didn't shed a tear. You know, when the women's 4x100 USA relay team won the gold medal. You know, it's one of these things you anticipate and you say, well, gee, how am I going to react? It's the Olympics and everything. And, you know, the national anthem's played and you're just overwhelmed a little bit there, you know. You're just so proud to be an American and to know that the hard work that all these athletes have done. It's beautiful. It feels beautiful just to be there in the company of that atmosphere. You know, there was some valid criticisms of the Olympics, which I must mention. Now, if you read anything where people are being a little negative towards the transportation situation, I felt that was, you know, a little...
It's difficult to overcome that when so many people are in an area at one time.
Yeah, they were. I think the city was just overwhelmed. The numbers were phenomenal that were there. But like anyone, if you ever have a chance to go see the Olympics, it's a special thing, and it's a thing for the family. It's just a beautiful experience, and heck, I'm saving my piggy bank now for Sydney for the next
That's right,
the next
Sydney,
one.
that'd be a beautiful place to go. Well, one of the big stories out of the Olympics, I think generally the women were a big story. They seemed to control the Olympics, and they were all big stories. But the women's soccer team I was very impressed with, and I wonder what your feelings are on why the United States women's soccer team seems to be more competitive than the men's are able to be in the world.
Right. I think a big part of that is the feeder system, which would be the college, the women's collegiate program. It's outstanding, the number of colleges that have women's program. And I think, you know, our country produces the best athletes in the world, and soccer's, you know, that's no exception to that. The women's team, the U.S. women's team has been rated #1 in the world for at least 5 or 6 years now. And heck, they just played in front of over 60,000 people down at the World Cup, or at the Olympics, excuse me, and it's deservedly so. They have Michelle Akers-Stoll, who's rated #1 in the world, Mia Hamm, who's right up there. That's the reason, I think, more so than the men's at the international level, is because of the feeder system, which would be the college, women's college soccer is that strong.
Right. All right, Kevin, I believe we have some footage of you, and you can describe what we're looking at as we see it, playing in a game, and you know what the footage is, so you can describe it to us.
All right, this would be this was a road game for us, the Carolina Vipers and the CISL versus the Portland Pride. The game was played up in Portland, and that was a game that was on our Prime Network, the game of the week, and it was a nice crowd that night. I believe there was just under 10,000 at the game. And I have a black knee brace on. See, it's the same as hockey for people who are unfamiliar as far as the line changes go. So at the present moment, I don't believe I was on, and we might be having a change up here. But it's an exciting sport. You know, the American fans seem to have taken to it. In the sense that there's a lot of goal scoring, opportunities, and you know, in this country, America, you know, we love the statistics, we love the goals, and we love all that goal-mouth action. And the outdoor game, maybe it suffers a bit because you don't have that appreciation, whereas in Europe, the fans might appreciate it a bit more.
Right, and not a lot of stoppages in soccer.
No, they like to keep it free-flowing.
Which really wears on you guys. You got to really be in good shape.
Yeah, you have to pace yourself as well.
Now, why do you think recently there's been a drop in attendance in Major League Soccer?
Well, you know, I think initially when it's a new product and it comes out, and people are going to be saying, hey, let's check this out, you know, let's go see what this is about. You know, and after that initial burst there, I feel that maybe people, the true hardcore fans are going to be there, but the other people who you want to bring in and become hardcore fans, maybe their interest has waned a little bit. Also, you know, the Olympics could have something to do with that a little bit too.
Right.
The interest, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens on a non-Olympic in a non-Olympic year.
Right.
How people react and come out and support that league.
Right. Okay, that was some great footage.
There. Okay.
Now, we know what you've done in the past. What are you doing now, Kevin?
Well, my present plans are, my next goal is to hopefully sign with this new Philadelphia indoor team. The name is the Philadelphia Kicks, and their head coach is David McWilliams. And so far, you know, I was at one training session, just an informal training session with some free agents there and some rookies. And, you know, basically I have my work cut out for me. It certainly isn't a situation where they're saying, gee, Kevin, here's a job for you, know. And I've been up against this before, so, you know, it's a challenge for me. That's how I have to look at it. And I have my work cut out and a lot of hard work to do. And that's the only thing I can control. You know, I can't control anything else in that. I do know that the head of the dispersal draft about 6 weeks ago, and from what I saw, they're very impressive. The players they've picked up and the experience they've picked up, they've got some tremendous indoor soccer players, tremendous athletes, world-class players. And you know, my work is definitely cut out for me. I think this is a team that initially is going to come right in and compete right away. I think they're nothing worse than a 500 record from looking at that roster, which they have. From some of the players.
Was there a big difference in the strategy or the play of the game from indoor to outdoor?
Yes, it's a different pace of a game. You know, indoor soccer, it's basically you're going 3/4 pace, full tilt the whole time you're out there. Outdoor soccer, you have to pace yourself a bit more. You know, indoor soccer is more direct, more north and south, a lot more goal mouth opportunities. And it's a different kind of fitness. You know, you have to pace yourself to be out on the floor for 90 seconds. A minute and a half is traditionally a shift that you don't want to be on there too long.
Right.
And so a 90-second shift. So what you do is you train yourself to work hard for 90 seconds, and then you're off for 90 seconds and you rest, and then you come back out. Very similar to a hockey player's fitness.
Right.